Hi, I'm Riley Pearson, an 11th grader at Fort Recovery High School, and this is my oratory on why euthanasia should be illegal. What is euthanasia? Euthanasia is commonly known as assisted suicide, is the act of helping someone that is suffering kill themselves. Not only is this nationally illegal, but in the United States, 75% of Americans agree with it. Only 7 states actually allow euthanasia, however, but the support for it is growing. Euthanasia is discriminatory, a violation of human rights, and not a choice that you make as an individual. You may be wondering, how in the world can euthanasia be discriminatory? Due to the necessary restrictions on euthanasia, we have to draw the line somewhere as to who can receive euthanasia and who cannot. So we literally have someone deciding who can live and whose life is disposable. How sad. The US Supreme Court deemed that anyone with intolerable suffering can receive euthanasia. Intolerable suffering is a completely relative statement and can lead to things like a sex abuse victim in her 20s receiving euthanasia, which is exactly what happened in Switzerland, a country where euthanasia is legal. Egalitarianism, the philosophy that everyone is created equal and has the same God-given rights. This is a very widely accepted ideology, but euthanasia violates this idea. It breaks the most core human right, your right to life. You're giving up your right to life to someone else who is supposed to be your equal. How can we have someone who decides who is worthy of living and still have the audacity to call ourselves a society of equals? The main argument for euthanasia is that I, as an individual, should have the choice for when my life ends. This is a heavily flawed thought. Because of the limitations on euthanasia, you have to apply to the bureaucracy to even see if you're eligible for euthanasia. That is not your independence. That is you pleading to a higher power to end your pain. Pain is actually listed as the #1 reason why people choose euthanasia. They are in too much pain, or they are afraid of being in too much pain. Life is hard. Life has pain. Life has failure. Life has grief. It's the human condition. What makes a life worth living? Is the only reason to live to avoid pain? Why even live life at any point if you know you're gonna have pain in the future? Life is a gift from God. God didn't intend for you to end your life when it became difficult. Everyone is of value. People are not disposable and shouldn't have someone willingly assist them in killing themselves. By ending life early, it also limits the need for research to find cures for these diseases. One of the most common diseases that leads people to choose euthanasia is ALS. ALS is a very painful disease and doesn't currently have any cure. If everyone with ALS chose euthanasia, then why would doctors and scientists spend all their hard work and money to find cures for these diseases when no one is going to have them for long? When most people think of euthanasia, they're thinking of voluntary euthanasia, which is what I've been talking about thus far. What's even worse than voluntary euthanasia is non-voluntary or involuntary euthanasia. This happens when someone is euthanized without their consent. In countries where euthanasia is legal, it always goes down a slope from voluntary euthanasia to involuntary or non-voluntary euthanasia. If euthanasia was legal, what would happen to the people that don't have the brain power to make a choice as complex as euthanasia? Take this for example. An elderly person in a nursing home who can barely understand a breakfast menu is asked to sign a form of consent to be killed. Is this voluntary or involuntary? Will they be protected by the law? How so? If euthanasia were to become nationally legal, this is exactly what would happen. People would be killed without their consent. The legalization of euthanasia leads to suicide contagion. The media portrays assisted suicide as a means of taking control, or claims that someone helping another person kill themselves is death with dignity, then society, including teenagers, is receiving the dangerous message that suicide is a legitimate answer to life's problems. In summary, euthanasia isn't a choice that you made for your life. It's a choice the bureaucracy said you could make. Euthanasia destroys us as a society of equals. Euthanasia violates the right to life. Euthanasia doesn't solve problems, it creates them.